Hey you guys, so today we are going to be doing a Halloween themed science experiment. It's a little more intricate than the last at-home science experiment we did, so if you do not have these materials or the ability to go out and get these materials, do not fret, you are still going to be able to participate. Just make sure that you watch my video that you're watching right now and that you still answer the questions, all right? So let's get started. So for this experiment, you're gonna need a few things. You're gonna need pipe cleaners, string, jars or bowls, basically something that's big enough to hold your design without actually having it touch the sides, chapstick or a pencil or like a kebab skewer. I would probably just use a pencil. You need borax, which can be found in the laundry aisle at the supermarket. You need hot water, a measuring cup or a spoon for stirring, and then optional food colors and or essential oils, so you can change the color and the scent. I'm going to be recording part of this here at school, and then the rest of it is going to be done at home because all my other supplies that I need are at my house. So I can show you the first part, and this is where the pipe cleaners come in. So the first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna create your object. So I'm sticking with Halloween themed. Maybe you could do a bat, maybe you could do a pumpkin, maybe you could do a spider or ghost. I'm gonna make a pumpkin. I have orange and I've got green. So I am going to create this pumpkin and you can watch me do it. All right, so here's my end result. It's a little 3D pumpkin, nothing too fancy. It's not the best pumpkin ever, but it gets the job done. So create whatever Halloween themed shape you want, a bat, a cat, a pumpkin. It can be 2D, it can be 3D, whatever you want, but you need to make something out of pipe cleaners. Okay, the next step is you are going to take your pipe cleaner creation and you are going to attach your string to it. So I have fishing wire, which the thinner the better. If you have fishing wire or like wire even works, but if you just have string or yarn, that's fine too. So you're gonna cut that off. I would make it longer than you think you need to, and then tie it to your creation. So the next step after you've tied your wire onto your creation is to attach it to either your stick or your pencil or whatever. I'm using a pencil in this case, so I'm just going to wind it up a bit. I'm gonna tie it on here. The other thing that you need to think about when you're doing this is what bowl or jar you are using to hang this in, because when you do it, you don't want your creation to touch the sides or the bottom of the bowl that you're using. So I had to make my pumpkin just a little bit smaller. I kind of bent the pipe cleaner so that it was a little bit smaller because the bowl that I'm using, I just needed it to be a little bit tinier so that it did not touch the sides, because that can affect the way that the crystal forms, which obviously we don't want. So got my pumpkin tied and I have my bowl here, so I'm just testing it. Oh, it needs to be bigger or higher, and if all else fails, rather than tying it, because my fishing wire is not fun to tie, you can just tape it. So I've got my masking tape here. I'm taping it so it doesn't unroll. Voila. Okay, so the next part is you're gonna start heating water and you have to add your borax. So I obviously don't have any borax here. I have all that stuff at home. So the next part of the video will be me finishing out this experiment at home. when you place the creation into the solution, it takes 12 to 24 hours for it to actually form, for the crystals to form on it. So with that being said, you'll probably see me in a different outfit because I will not be Red Riding Hood for over 24 hours. So I'll come back tomorrow after I finish wrapping all this up and putting the solution in there. I'll come back tomorrow, 24 hours, and I'll check it, and then we will see what it looks like. Stay tuned. We're going to my house. Hey guys, so now I'm at home, got my comfy clothes on to do the rest of this experiment, so let's get started. Alright, first thing you're gonna need to do is double check that your pipe cleaner creation is able to be suspended in the bowl or pitcher or jar, whatever you're using. Make sure that it does not touch the sides and make sure that it doesn't touch the bottom. The next thing to do is we're gonna make the solution that this pipe cleaner creation goes in. So all you need is your borax, which I got at the store today, and hot water. And for that, I'm going to use an electric kettle. So I'm just going to fill it up. Maybe I'll make some tea while I'm at it. If you don't have an electric kettle, you can just use your sink water and just make sure it's really, really hot, as hot as you can get it. Or if you have one of the kettles, you can boil on the stove. Anything to get the water really, really hot. So I'm turning it on, and it's gonna take a second. It's gonna heat up, and then we'll get going. It's still boiling. Still going. Still boiling. You guessed it. Maybe it's almost done. Nope. Okay, water is done. When you're making this solution, make sure that you set your pipe cleaner creation off to the side. So what you're gonna do is for every cup of water that you pour, you're gonna put in 3 tablespoons of borax. So I'm gonna very carefully pour this over because it's very hot. You can see the steam coming up from it. Another solution to not having water or a kettle is that you can just get a cup of water and heat it up in the microwave, like this one. Alright, so I'm putting in 2 cups to start. Then I'm gonna mix in 6 tablespoons, 3 for each cup. Then we stir. I got a spoon. So now we're gonna stir it. It's gonna feel really grainy. Just stir it a bunch till the borax starts to dissolve. You have to put enough in here so that your pipe cleaner creation can completely be encased in the water, so no part of it should be sticking out of the water. Alright, so I'm going to need more because mine's bigger. And another cup. Really hot water. I'm going to do one more just to be safe. So that means 6 more tablespoons of borax. And we stir. So as you can see, it's getting nice and mixed. Whew, this is hot water. I can feel the heat. Also, please don't drink this. Don't drink it. Don't do it. I'm going to take my pipe cleaner. And I'm going to... I feel like I need more. cool stuff about the borax too is that you can make slime with it, so you have another purpose for it. And you can use it like it's supposed to be in your laundry. Just keep stirring, just keep stirring, just keep stirring, stirring, stirring. Ta-da! Alright, so now we have this. You're going to take your creation and you are going to put it into the solution. Should be completely covered. At least every part you want crystals on. Alright, so there it is. Now it's just a waiting game. I'm going to put it somewhere where, you know, animals, family members can't get to it, or if they do, they know not to mess with it. You want it to be undisturbed for almost a full day. So I'm going to leave it here because this is a good spot and no one's going to touch it. And when I come back in a day, I can see my results. If you want to add food coloring to change the color of the water, now would be the time, but because I like the color of my pipe cleaners, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave it clear, and clear is the best way to see the crystals form as well. So, see you in 24 hours. Cheers! This is tea, not that. Alright guys, here we are an entire day later. It's been 24 hours. I have my solution, pipe cleaner creation. It hasn't been touched. It's been, like I said, a full day, so we're going to take it out. And you know what? It's probably going to be a little messy because it's coming out of a liquid, so I'm going to lay this towel down. Wow, it is heavy. Oh my goodness, that is heavy. And can't really see it super well from there, so I'm going to bring it to a close-up. But look at this, it is crystallized. So here is the close-up. It's still attached to the pencil, as you can see, but it is completely crystallized. As I tap it, some of the weaker crystals that had been forming when I took it out on that outside layer fall off, but the rest of it that had formed over that 24 hours are really solid. As you can see, I'm pinching it there, and it actually is completely solid crystal. Here it is in another angle. Looks pretty cool. On a side note, make sure you wash the container that it was in. Some of the crystals may stick to the sides of the container. Just scrape them off or put it through the dishwasher and it will come off. But there is my crystallized pumpkin. You can obviously make as many of these as you want. I'm excited to see what you guys do.